Hey guys, my name is Gustavo David Ortiz, and this is Agent Hustle. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about growing your team. So, I of course work on a team. I work on the Brandie Mathison-Klein team, and she has an excellent team, if I may say so myself. Of course, I'm glad to be a part of that team. I'm glad that they consider me strong enough, good enough to be on that team. But I feel like, the reason why she has a good team is because, she's really kind of developed a really strong hiring methodology or process. The mantra typically is, you take a long time to hire and be quick to fire. You really want to take a long time to kind of identify the person that's going to be working with you and be quick to get rid of people that are not going to work well with you, do not have synergy with you, or just are not a good cultural fit. There's nothing, there's nothing to be upset about, or it's not anything that person is not good at what they do, but sometimes they're just not a good fit, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, listen, it's not a good fit, and you got to keep going, and you just move along, and that happens all the time. So, in my case, I went through a pretty rigorous, hiring process. There were multiple interviews, lots of questions, had panel interviews and stuff like that. I was actually interviewed with someone else who was also interviewing for the same role, which was odd. I had never experienced that before, but that's something that I think now that I understand why, you get a chance to see how a person interacts with competition, or what kinds of things do they do, what is their body language. There's other things that you read that you wouldn't otherwise see in a one-on-one interview. So some of these new sort of some of these interview strategies are actually pretty effective. So I think that's pretty cool. So core value seems to be a really strong element, and Brandie is very big on emphasizing core values, ensuring that those core values exist before they are presented to the interviewee. The other element that seems to be really, really strong is a cultural fit. So is there a cultural fit for with the company, with the rest of the team? Part of the panel interview is to kind of get a feel for that, to see if there is a cultural fit with the person. We're a high producing team. So, part of what, when we're interviewing, we're essentially looking for the same type of person, someone who performs at a very high level, and who's definitely friendly, empathetic, understands other people's challenges, can adjust well, is a positive thinker, those kinds of things, right? If you're not any of those things, for us, it's not a good fit. Some other companies may be looking at other, personality types or what have you. That's what we look for. Another element that was interesting that I got introduced to when I got hired here was the DISC assessment. So the DISC assessment is kind of like a personality test, and it kind of identifies the type of person that you might be, whether you're a highly empathetic person, or whether you're like very driven person, so on and so forth. So certain roles, as you can imagine, will do better with certain types of, certain personality types. So an administrative role, will benefit from a certain personality type, which would be different than, let's say, someone in a sales or a marketing role who would benefit from another type, another personality type. So, and we're talking like, someone who is sort of very highly organized but doesn't like dealing with people might prefer to be in an administrative role. But on the flip side of that, someone who's very sociable and likes to talk to people and stuff like that, they may do very well on the sales side. So, this personality test seems to play a pretty big role, and I've been seeing that not only with what I applied for. I took other personality tests for other roles that I had applied for. But the personality test seems to be a big element as well. So anyways, hiring is definitely a challenge because you want to make sure you hire the right person. Just make sure you take your time. Take your time, identify the things that are important to you in your business and whatever you're doing, so that you can identify those things that in the person that you're looking to hire. In our case, Brandie tends to not only utilize her own judgment, but she brings on other people to kind of leverage their judgment as well to see what maybe they're catching red flags that she didn't catch. But yeah, so I think that trying to find as many different angles to look at a thing is gonna make a big difference in terms of who you hire and how well you're gonna be, like the kind of person you're gonna be bringing onto your team. Anyways, that's my rant. If you like what you're hearing, please make sure you thumbs up. Please share if you think someone will take something from this. Subscribe. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Ortiz was taken, because it was. Anyways, that's me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.